Hello guys, I'm Miko and today's video is all about natural barefoot trimming. And we have with us today Sam and Sean that are going to explain why it's so important to have a healthy hoof.
What we're looking for is same hairline on all 4 feet. The back feet should be steeper than the front feet. In this case, they're not, so they're sort of opposite feet. So we're going to need to take toe from the bottom here and back it up. Can't do it all in one day, but we'll do our best. And up here, it's just a real long toe and a little bit too high heel, a little bit low heel. So there's our goal, though, is to have this hairline the same on all 4 feet, real close. That's the only constant. So that's what we shoot for. All right. So you can see here the heel is really far forward and it should be back here. That's why this is doing the same thing the front is pinching here, and the toe is really tall, so I'm putting all the weight right here and causing that fulcrum. So if you look from the side with the camera, you can plane in the toe angle. These are exactly the same now. You have to look this way to plane this in, and the hairline's the same too. He doesn't want to stand at it like he did before, okay? Because his body is so messed up from being underneath like this. Now that he's can set back. So there's the big deal. You know, what do you do? Leave him, or try to fix it, and right? When a horse is shod, the hoof can't wear naturally, and the hoof naturally grows downward forward. It grows downward forward. So when a shoe's on, it's just going to keep going forward, and of course downward. But the heels will become underrun through time before the next set of shoeing. And if they aren't trimmed right, they are trimmed the same way of that, it just gets worse. Okay. So movement. Looks like that. So the bones like this. Right, so you need to trim here. But you can't take that much off, right? Because you want the bone to be close to parallel to the ground, right? So it's counter-rotated, being real tall-toed like that. And the hairline needs to be more up here, up higher here. So this will be level. More so. Right here. More level. This horse, no, it's got a way long toe and tall hairline. Right, this isn't so bad, right? But he's opening up too. This bit here, right? Okay. So we want this to be straight. So opening the heel and bringing the heel back. So these cartilages, right? They can be smooth and not so pulled under. So when the hoof, this doesn't look too bad, right? This looks not so good, right? Because he's on his heel too much, right? That's why he's got this flare and a tall toe, right? And the hairline, see the hair how steep it is? It needs to be less. It needs to be like this, because there's too much pressure on the heel. It needs to be more on the toe. So ultimately, you'd want to trim about that much toe off if the horse could handle it, but they'd probably get sore, because you're changing their alignment and you're putting way more mechanism and blood flow in the foot that it hadn't had for a long time. So he went skiing and he took his ski boots off and he put his foot by the fire, and now he's screaming at you.
Okay. Right, so all my barn right now, all the horses in the barn, we have them all barefoot. We really believe on this, but I want them explaining why it's so important for the hoof to be barefoot.
Well, the hoof has many jobs, and one of them is shock absorption. It's like a hydraulic shock absorber, and when the horse is shod, you lose that. And from the constant chronic concussion, you get internal damage. Another job of the hoof is to relay information. There's different kinds of nerves in the foot. It also pumps blood back up the leg. So people will say, you know, a horse has 5 hearts, and the mechanism of the hoof's shock absorption allows for blood to be pushed back up the leg. So once again, when the hoof is shod, that's very restricted.
A barefoot hoof is different too. If you look at like a shod hoof, the hoof is completely flat. A barefoot trim in a natural shape of a hoof, the wall actually has a scoop to it. So like this horse that we just trimmed right here, you can see that there is you can put the hoof back underneath the foot, because that's the lowest part of the trim is that point. You can't put it in here, right, or the heel, a little bit there. There's the heel point right there. So it's kind of like the arch of your foot. You have an arch in your foot like that. The horse does too. That's how they have that mechanism. That's part of their mechanism. A shod hoof does not have that. So that's wrong in the whole mechanism thing right there. So another reason to be barefoot.
Alright guys, so that's today's video. We saw how we keep our horses barefoot at the barn, what they do and why it's so important, and I really believe on this, so I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Leave a comment, subscribe, like, push those buttons. See you in the next one.